Oh, whew. Ashe, Ashe. So I'm coming on here because I've had last night I had um a little a little powwow in the dream world, in the dream state, because I was talking with my higher self and in my spirit team, and I was saying, "Hey guys, I'm ready, willing, and able to do the work that I came here to do, but I need to know I need to have a tapestry or a blueprint or a 1, 2, 3 ABC on how to get it done." So I was like, okay, let's make this make sense because we know I'm a go-getter and I know when I have a plan, I can execute it flawlessly. I mean, that's what I do every day. I'm a I'm a leader at work, so I have to come in with the mindset to lead however or whatever is going on in my life outside or what have you in the environment. I have to come with a mindset of being ready to lead and take the bull by the horns and go for it. So that being said, this morning I woke up and said, okay, this is what you need to do: 1, 2, 3 ABC, get everything in order. And because I've been so chaotic with my work schedule and trying to acclimate into a new schedule, and we work shorter work weeks but longer work days, and people will say, oh, that's great. Well, it kind of puts you off because it kind of it's more exhaustive for the body, but it's doable. But I have to had to get my mind around. I essentially have two jobs. You have the job that you came here to do, the purpose, and you have the job that you do. Some of us have a job still working to bring in the money or to bring in our sustenance, to equate it to food, water, housing, blah, blah, blah. So, to meet the Maslow needs, if you will. So, saying that to say this, I was like, it's doable. Other people are doing it. It's doable for me to come in and meet my purpose. I've been doing the work right along and healing myself and going through these processes of letting things go, letting people go, and letting my habits go. You know what I'm saying? Them dirty little things we don't want to talk about that we do that hinder us or hurt us in some way. And it doesn't always have to be like something illegal or something of that nature. It can just be like you watch too much social media or you watch too much TV or you watch whatever it could be. You know what I'm saying? Because even a good thing is bad for you if you do it too much. So, that being said, I was like having honest conversations with myself. Like, where can you cut out your time? Where can you stop watching life and start living life and start implementing the things that you do on a daily basis to keep yourself in a happy mode, to keep yourself um, progressing, and how you get out of those bad physicalities and ways of being when you fall into a sort of slump or whatever. But the slumps don't happen that much for me anymore. All praises. But I was like, Most High, honestly speaking, it's not my will. It's like I want to put forth the best foot I can to help people. That's what I'm here to do. And it hit me like, you need to tap into your garden, your spiritual garden. Go back to your spiritual garden. You haven't been there in a while. So then it only took me a second to like calm myself, start on my meditation, because that's how I get there to my spiritual garden. And then boom, I was there. So in the spiritual garden, it reminded me of 3 years ago when I was first in, like, no, actually almost 4 or 5 years ago now, when I was first introduced to the spiritual garden. Something just came to me and said, check in with your spiritual garden. At the time, I didn't know what the hell that meant or what the heck it meant. I was like, spiritual garden, what is that? Like, is that a thing? And then when I first checked in, it was almost like, I guess, what I would anticipate the Garden of Eden looking like or being like. It's a place where it's just euphoric in and of its own self. It's just being there. You just hum at this beautiful vibratory rate and you're just happy. It's like all things happy and whole, and it's suggestive and it lets you see yourself in a real light. So, anywho, fast forwarding to today, I stepped into my secret garden, into my secret spiritual garden, and I was there and I was reminded of this little fairy that was in the garden the first time I went. And the fairy said to me, "You are unconditional love personified. You spread. That's what you spread." And I was thinking, at the time that I was told this, I was like, I don't like people. I don't even like the people I have just come from because they were mean to me. I don't really want to spread them unconditional love. I wish them healing and wholeness and laughter so that they could get out of whatever this thing is that they have to hurt people and harm people and talk about people and do all these things. But like, I don't like them. I really don't. And the little fairy at the time said to me, think about what you just said. If you could change things, if you could go back in time and make something different, what would you make different? And I said I would make them have happy hearts because what is wrong with people? I would think that hurt people hurt people. So if hurt people, maybe hurt people need happy hearts. They need healing. They need healing of their hearts, minds, souls, and spirits and consciousness. So instead of spreading the hurt and harm, they spread happiness. And it was then that this fairy deemed me to be the progenitor of, or the spreader of, unconditional love. And I thought, that's a big task, girlfriend. How does one spread unconditional love? And I'm not a superhuman. I don't have these abilities. What do you mean? Like, show me. And she just kind of flittered around the garden and went off into the thicket of the garden and was like, "You'll figure it out when it's time." And I was left there thinking, okay, am I making all this stuff, excuse my language. Am I making all this up in my head? I need a cleansing of the swear words. It's the atmosphere I work in is very rough, and I work around a lot of men all day, and I gotta really cleanse that and figure out how to change that around the verbiage anyway. But in the there may be some toxic toxicity in saying swear words. I'll find it. I'll figure it out. I always do. But anywho, I was just like, okay. So in my real life, before I knew about this deepened awakening of spirituality, in my real life, I just liked making people happy, like bringing happy thoughts to their head, to their mind, doing little sweet things for them that made them smile. In fact, it's why a lot of people would say, "Dang, we miss you when you were gone or when you were out sick," or I would come back and on my desk would be all these flowers and cards and stuff because people would be like, it was hard without you being here because you always have those happy little words that you say, because I used to do these like thought of the day. If people came to me with some drama, I'd be like, "Look, thought of the day, XYZ." And they'd be like, "Huh, never thought of it like that." So it was my way of stopping people at the quick because I didn't want to hear all that drama and hoopla la, and I didn't want to know the latest bull. I just didn't care. Like I didn't want to know people's business that deep. I just wanted work to be a happy place, so I could go home and do what I had to do and leave work at work. So I guess it was a little bit of wanting everybody at work to be happy because if people at work are happy, work is happy, right? So it was a little bit selfish and a little bit of wanting everyone to be happy and wanting to um, not control my environment, but make my environment happier, if that makes sense. Because if my environment is happy, then I will be happy. This was my whole thought process to the thing. So I would set about doing little sweet things for people and to people to make them happier. So, like when I did fashion merchandising at the Bonton in New York, I would leave my manager. She would give me a task of things to do, and I would get them done. And I would check off my list or whatever. And I'd make my little maps of the store, the store and the plan and what everything that was done. So I made sure I did it and did it appropriately. Now, and then I would, you know, check in with the manager and say, I did this, this, and this. And I would leave her a little caramel because she liked caramels. So I would leave a note on her desk with a little caramel. And she would say, why do you leave these caramels? And she was so funny because she's from New York. So she talked really fast. And she was just like matter of fact, curt, right to the point. But it was funny. And she wasn't trying to be funny. It just was funny. And it's a lot of what people say I am. Like, I don't try to be funny. I really don't. It's just things that I say sometimes. I say it in such a way people find it funny. And I still, for the life of me, to this day, don't know why. But anywho, and then there was a grouchy woman that used to be into like pictures of flowers or cards with flowers on them. And she would post them up on her little area or whatever. So I would leave her like a picture or a card I bought, and I would just say, I hope you have a happy day or something like that. Just so people would just calm down and not be so serious because life doesn't have to be that. And these were older women that I was working with at the time. And I was, you know, in my later 20s. So I was trying to find some common ground with these people, them being, I worked with a lot of Jewish people at the time and I worked with a lot of, and we had a very diverse store, but for whatever reason, I worked with a lot of Jewish people. But they came to know my little snide remarks and came to think of me as endearing. Now, I had this one woman, she just could not stand me because she wanted my position, but that's another story for another day. I could never crack that nut, and then I had to be okay with that. I had to be okay with I was never going to crack her nut because I was in a position she wanted and she had it out for me and that was just what it was going to be. So I accepted it for what it was. Now, after I had my baby, I was no longer the Tommy Hilfiger girl. I had to become something else because I couldn't wear the clothing. I had gained weight and it was just stressful working there and everything. And I had this new life and I was not a new mom, but a mom of a new baby. And it was just crazy. So what was my whole point to this? My whole point to this was the secret garden. If I would have known the secret garden then, it would have put me in a different mind space of what I was handling and how to handle it. So, which brings me to now being a supervisor, supervising myself and the staff. So I treat people like I want to be treated. I include them in, and I don't talk to them like they're a subordinate or whatever. I don't do it like that. I decided to make it a family thing. So the family rises and falls according to the abilities of each individual. So, therefore, you have to make sure each individual is growing in the particular way they want to go and the company wants them to go. So, now instead of doing the subordinate hierarchy thing, you're my subordinate, I'm your leader thing, I don't do that anymore. I do a family oriented, or what is it you want to accomplish in your position. So if you want to move up the ladder and you want to grow, then this is what you have to do, and this is how you have to do it. You have to learn this job so well that you excel and you can tell anybody how to do this job, whether you're physically here or not. And for the new job, you have to be able to do the same thing and duplicate the same ambiance for that position that you did the last position. The problem with that is some people just want to grow. They want to grow. They want to grow. They want to keep hopping in a higher, higher, higher position, but they don't want to think about the work it takes and they don't want to do the work. There's work that goes into being the head or position or leader, and a lot of people don't understand the work. They just want to pass that off. You can't pass off any part of it, and you can't do it. You can't do a quick fix. Like, you can't jump straight ahead to the head of the class without doing the work. Something's going to fall down. Something's got to give. Something's not going to translate properly. So I say, be in the moment, do the position you have, conquer that position, make sure you're meeting all the tiers that are required for that position, and then be able to teach that position, to tell someone how to maneuver that position and how to get to a higher position, and be able to do all of that flawlessly or seemingly flawlessly. It's going to be a little bit difficult as you go to each new step, but it's definitely doable. So, so now I'm teaching myself how to step into entrepreneurship. But it has to be something I love, because I can't make anything I don't love work. It's how I'm able to make my job, my current job, or my current career work, is because I believe in it. I believe in the thought of changing the world by taking the garbage out of the landfills. I believe in cleaning up the earth. I believe that's why I was born. I believed I am an earth guardian. I believe that I am a goddess of the earth, and she speaks with me and she talks to me. That's how I'm able to do my position, because in my mind's eye, I'm cleaning her up so that she can breathe healthier, easier, and she can do what it is she's here to do. Because even though we are graced with the blessing to live on this entity, enough of us don't magnify that grace with our actions of protecting her. That's what we're here to do, as well as protecting the heavens. I believe I'm a child of the heavens as well. So, knowing this, understanding this, and being this, I have to act accordingly. So I have to heal my heart of the things that have been done, because we came here perfect. We came here as perfect beings when our mother birthed us through the portal. We came here perfect. We messed up when we started obeying. Y'all have a great and wonderful day. I wish y'all ashe, ashe, and ashe. And love, peace, and light. And may you always excel and go beyond the purpose you were born for. I love y'all. Have a nice day. Namaste.